If you're like me, you love sci-fi shows. Sometimes networks recognize that love and try to give us more. But instead of the high budget of live-action shows, sometimes this takes the form of animated series, which can actually allow stories to be told that would be prohibitively expensive in their original format. Animation can be a great storytelling medium. So let's take a look at 5 sci-fi shows that spawned animated spin-offs. At the end, we'll also mention a few shows that we think should get them. Before we continue, just a reminder to show your fandom love and subscribe. Click the button and the bell so you never miss a thing. Star Trek. The live-action original series faced cancellation a couple times, but once, fans were able to convince the network to keep it going a while longer. But eventually, network stupidity prevailed and the show was canceled. But since fans still wanted more, Star Trek the Animated Series was born. It ran from 1973 to 74, and there were some excellent stories written by some top-notch writers. Most of the original cast provided the voices, with the exception of Walter Koenig. It won several awards, and was able to tell stories that would have been much more difficult in a live-action series. While the animation was heavily reused and the stories much shorter in this format, Trek fans should definitely check it out. ALF. While people might think calling a sitcom with a puppet science fiction is a stretch, it definitely fits the definition. ALF was a nickname given to the alien Gordon and stands for Alien Life Form. In this case, the animated series was not after the show's 4 seasons, but during them. ALF the Animated Series and its own spin-off, ALF Tales, ran on Saturday mornings in 1988 and 89. Kids loved the live-action version of ALF, and animation seemed a good way to expand the brand. If you're into serious sci-fi, ALF isn't for you, but if you enjoyed the live-action series, well, as live-action as it can be with a puppet as the main character, check out the animated stories for more fun tales. Highlander. The movie Highlander had spawned a television series of the same name, and during its run, an animated series came along that was loosely based on the other properties. It ran for 2 seasons from 1994 to 1996, featuring Quentin MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. This was set in an apocalyptic future where our hero fights against Cortan, an evil immortal who seeks to rule the world. While Quentin finds ways to gain the powers of other mortals without killing them, he does do his share of beheading, though the graphic violence is hidden. However, the stories are amazingly good and mature for an animated show of the time. If you followed the adventures of Connor and Duncan, you might like this animated adventure. It's definitely better than Highlander: The Source. Stargate. Spun off from the Stargate movie, Stargate SG-1 was great science fiction, and later would have its own spin-off, Stargate Atlantis. We won't talk about Stargate Galactica. I mean, universe. But before Atlantis, there was another spin-off in an animated form called Stargate Infinity. Set in the future and not considered part of canon, this 1-season series followed a new team which was framed for opening up the Stargate to alien enemies. Hunted and anxious to clear their names, they jump from world to world on various adventures. If you need help, and you can find them, maybe you can hire... oh wait, wrong framed group. The series was not popular and was canceled after 26 episodes with no major plot lines resolved. Still, if you like Stargate and want to check out something different, this might be a good series to track down. Doctor Who. Doctor Who has a long history, and during that history of over 50 years, there have been some animated tales. While Scream of the Shalka predates the modern Who era by 2 years, it's not considered canon. However, the 10th Doctor adventures, The Infinite Quest, and Dreamland are considered part of the continuity. The Infinite Quest was originally aired in 3.5-minute segments as part of the kids show Totally Doctor Who in the UK back in 2007. Dreamland was a 6-part serial, the first part being 12 minutes, while the remainder were 6 minutes each. That was released in 2009. Both are also aired in their entirety. So if you missed the 10th Doctor like many of us do, there are some additional tales you may have overlooked. So that's our list. Do you know of any other sci-fi shows that spawned animated series? Let us know in the comments. And what shows would you like to see an animated adventure of? A couple of our picks are the tragically canceled Dark Matter. An animated continuation would be appreciated since it's unlikely we'll have a live-action conclusion. And finally, Smallville. Having an animated continuation would be a joy. Yes, it's science fiction as well as superhero-related, so it does qualify. Actors Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling both expressed interest in the idea during a panel at AwesomeCon 2018. If you want to see that panel, check out the link on this screen, or check out one of our other videos. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. If you enjoy the videos we produce and you want to buy us a cup of coffee, check out the link in the description to our coffee page. And as always, we hope to see you on the con floor.